Well, I just wanted to make this video. I'm taking this to the post office right now to where I can send it back to OSE. This is the long can Tenshock motor. It's a 2100 kV. If you watch my last video where the motor had, I assume it came apart internally. You know, everybody that I know who runs boats, and that's why I put out videos on it, kind of just for fun. You know, I'm not monetized and I'm not getting any free products from anybody, so if I'm paying for it out of my own pocket, then I'm gonna give it an honest review. When the motor failed, I don't feel like I was doing anything above its parameters. You know, it's at max 40,000 RPM. I'm at 38, and the wattage and the amps were all within spec. So for it to fail, you know, they want it back because maybe it could be a bearing problem. It could have just been a one-off manufacturer defect in it. Who knows? You know, I'm sure I was pushing that motor to near its limits, but nowhere near catastrophic failure of the rotor. So I reached out to OSE and I reached out to Tenshock because I'd reached out to one. I waited like 12 hours, didn't get no response. So I was like, well, let me just go directly to Tenshock. They actually commented on that video where the motor failed, apologized, and told me to reach out to my US distributor, which was awesome for the company to actually find that video. You know, I don't want to bash any company for their products, and that really wasn't my intention. My intention was, since this is such brand new technology, if I'm the first person to have this happen and I don't talk about it, what happens if another person and another person and another person have this happen? So you know, if there was an actual manufacturing issue, you know, we've had this happen on my main channel with our well pumps. We had a basically like the Cadillac brand of well pumps, where they put out a specific serial number. It was basically made on a certain date. Whoever was running the assembly line, they weren't doing something correctly, and they had a whole batch of like 3,500 pumps come out with faulty motors on them. So I know it's possible for things like that to happen in the manufacturing process. So that's what I was doing. I was putting out that information, not to bash the product. It's kind of actually quite the opposite. I love that motor so much. I went on Tenshock's website and I left a really nice detailed review, 5-star review, and then 2 days later that happened. So I'm not the type of person to go back and take my review away for an instance like that and leave a negative review. I run an online business. I know how bad reviews can be, so I'm not going to do that. You know, I didn't make a video with the expectations of that motor to fail, but it failed in the video. So I felt like in all cases of honesty, the best thing to do would just be show y'all what happened. You know, and I was totally thrown to the wolves, to the point of like, I don't know if it was me or I don't know if it was just, you know, bad luck. So I didn't really know if they were going to cover it under warranty, but they did. So that just speaks to the volume of customer service that comes from Offshore Electric and that comes from Tenshock, because OSE sent me a brand new one yesterday. Before I've even mailed this one back to them, they're sending me a brand new one. But they want this one back. Hopefully they can open it. I felt like if they didn't cover it under warranty, I was talking to my father about it, and he was like, we'll find a way to open that motor up to where we can look at it. You know, because if they're not going to replace it, I might as well dip it apart and rip it apart and we all see what's inside of it. That would have made a cool video. But they want it back, so that's fine with me. I'll get a new one. Hopefully this won't happen again. But, you know, if it does, we'll see. But these motors are quite expensive, so I don't really see many people buying them at the $269 range. But those out there that are like me, like, you know, a true enthusiast, lover of speed, want to try the best of the best, then that's it. But luckily, just luckily, I had good data and camera footage on this is probably what saved me to where everyone could see that I had this motor within its limitations, within its parameters. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I didn't overheat it. As soon as it had a mishap, I instantly stopped the run, went and got the boat. I didn't sit there and try to force it. You know, it hasn't lost magnetism. It didn't get hot. I just think that the Kevlar wrap inside the motor let go, and that just could be a faulty wrap. Who knows? I don't know enough about brushless motors to say one way or another. But I just wanted to make this video talking about Tenshock and talking about Offshore Electric to let everybody know, you know, that is in my, you know, in my mind, A+, 5-star warranty, customer service, absolutely awesome. So I want to thank everybody on the other end of the screen, you know, regarding to Tenshock and OSE. I'm sure y'all watch this video, you know, and I'm just a small little YouTuber at this point on this channel. I don't upload any of my boating content to my large channel. It's just because I don't want to flood that with, you know, a different topic. But I'm slowly trying to grow this channel. I know how to do it. I understand YouTube. I love building the community based on one topic, boats, electric stuff. You know, it's a cool hobby. I enjoy it. Nice pastime. I enjoy the building process, and I love products like this, you know, that are kind of outside the box. So if you're wondering, should you buy a Tenshock motor, I haven't seen anybody else with a failure. Maybe mine was one-off, but if you run a motor and you know, push it to its limits, things like that can happen. So my advice to you would be, keep your data log on, and that way, if something were to happen, you have definitive records on like where and when it happened and what your circumstances were. Because my circumstances were quite low, considering I've seen the 2240 motor push to 340 amps, and I've got the 2260 motor, and I've only ever pushed that motor to, like, I think 310 on like peak, which, like, I think it was 270 on the run amps. That was like the highest that motor had ever seen. And I was kind of questioning, like, wow, why'd they get higher amp draw on a smaller motor? But yet this motor had a failure way below, you know, what those did. So I don't know, kind of crazy. But all in all, excellent company, excellent customer service, much appreciated. I didn't get any negative connotation from my video from either one of them. They both kind of felt like curious and concerned, and that was the vibe I got. That's kind of why I don't like asking for a warranty, because I don't want people feeling like, oh, you're just out to get something for free. I never ask for a warranty. I never do it. You know, in this situation, I even said that in my email. I'm not really looking for a warranty, but here are my parameters. If it falls under that and you feel like it should be covered, or you want to see the motor, by all means, you know, I'll send it in. And he basically just says, I want to see your data log. Send him the data log, and he's like, nope, that looks fine. Send me the motor. I'm sending you a new one right now. That is exactly what his email said, and that was spectacular. So thank y'all for watching. Just wanted to make this update. I don't want anybody to bash it, and that's why I wanted to do this, because I was upset when it happened, but I feel better now. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.